Alright, so we sort of unwittingly threw an Illuminati sex party on New Year's Eve. Our idea was to have a quote-unquote eyes-wide sloodge party. We just thought it was funny. We didn't think anybody was going to show up. We certainly didn't think anybody was going to dress up. So the idea was it was going to be a black tie masquerade, sort of like Truman Capote's Black and White Ball. Tuxedos, ball gowns, and masks. You know, to add to sort of the ambiguous kind of sexual allure of the thing. And I went out that day to the dollar store and invested $16 of my own money to buy, masks for people because I didn't think anybody would have them. I didn't think anybody would show up with the masks. And this has happened a few times with our parties. I sort of write these very sarcastically sexual kind of invites that people take quite literally. Like, we had a party last year, and a girl who used to live in the house read one of the invites on Facebook where I said something about how it was going to, probably break out into a drug-fueled orgy in a very sarcastic way. But this is New York, and there are drug-fueled orgies here. And, in fact, a lot of people are interested in attending them. So, I wrote this write-up, and I sent it to this email ring, which kind of, promotes kind of, underground weird parties in New York. And people took it quite literally. I'm reading it now. I can see why they would why they might misconstrue it. Let's see here. The sloodge, everyone's home away from home, away from home. A beautiful brownstone in Park Slope is hosting a formal black tie masquerade this New Year's Eve in the tradition of Truman Capote's Black and White Ball, Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut, and various Illuminati sex parties. The centerpiece of the evening will be the premiere of Psyche and Tools of Water, an immersive avant-garde theater piece developed over the past few years where actors will be performing intimate, joyous, and confrontational pieces throughout the evening in various rooms of the beautiful old Park Slope mansion, not dissimilar to Punch Drunk's Sleep No More. But the part that I think really led people astray, we were going to have, my friend Olivia was going to come over and read entries from her diary in my room, this small, intimate space, one-on-one or maybe one-on-two or one-on-a-few, kind of. But here's how I described it in the newsletter. In a thimble-sized room on the top floor, New York City poets will be fortune-telling in reverse, sharing entries from their diaries from the past year in an attempt to purge and meld with one or two spectators at a time. Purge and meld with one or two spectators at a time by sharing the most intimate parts of themselves. Come, suggest a date from the past year, and receive a personal recollection from some of New York City's most physically attractive poets. Once again, very sarcastic. Not meant to be taken. I mean, we are, but we're not sex workers here, This is a black tie formal masquerade with living dioramas of high-minded, elegant debauchery staged throughout the house. Please dress accordingly. Attendees are encouraged to wear masks.
Let the sex party begin! Oh my God, this is unbelievable.
We were really kind of shocked by the turnout. These people rolled up in an Escalade with rolling 8 deep. One of the weird things that happened was early on in the party, I'm standing by the refrigerator and this dude in a tuxedo comes up. He's like, "Are you Matt Proctor? Are you the head of the sloodge?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I guess so." And he hands me a bottle of champagne. He's like, "I want to give this to you. I'm here. I brought some of my friends. Most of them are girls." You could tell he was trying to sidle up to me and kind of make buds with me and shit. And it was kind of overwhelming. All of a sudden there was this huge, around 8 o'clock, all these people started to show up in tuxedos and ball gowns and shit that we didn't know. And they were all kind of yuppies. I think they realized early on that this was not exactly what they signed up for.
Hey man, have a seat. Enjoy the show. Yeah. The Eyes Wide Sloodge show.
So the way the living room was set up was all the couches were pushed against the front wall and there was a curtain drawn. So there was this little kind of Shangri-La in the front of the house with all these cushions and kind of palatial. And that was for the Kipuka Theater subscribers who were coming to see the performance as performed by Caitlin, Eamon, Louisa, and Andrew in the party. And then, sort of diametrically opposed to that, on the other side of the room was sort of like the kitchen, the hangout area, the dance floor, the backyard, all that shit. So everybody with a ticket was kind of sitting behind this curtain, and then the show, the proscenium, was sort of framing all of the yuppies who were there to sort of get poked and prodded. And that's kind of what it was interesting about it, and why it was kind of true to the spirit of the Kubrick thing, is it was kind of like watching this human zoo.
Yeah! Oh shit. Oh my god. Yay! Oh my god. You're right. You hurt yourself? You're right. Eyes wide. Eyes wide, sloodge, baby. Oh my god, what is he doing? Right? What is this guy doing right here? Amen, Jesus Christ.
I was trying to tell you, man.
He's unhinged. You're unhinged. No, do not.
Could anyone give me a glass of water?
All right.
No. Oh my god.
Please have some water. Please give me a glass of water.
Do you have something I can throw at them?
I'm sorry?
Do you have something I can throw? Like something that's safe. Making muy balls.
What are they?
They're like dried plums.
Oh, that's like that one. Is this good?
Nothing is going according to plan.
Oh no! Oh no! Tell me
I'm
about
sorry.
it. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. We're lost. We're lost.
This room, it was just too heavy. There was too many people. The music was too loud. Nobody could hear them. Nobody really cared. And it was all these kind of bitchy, yuppie, American Psycho people in our living room.
Where'd Eamon go? I will to her house, too. Can I say something? Go outside!
Nobody listens.
Well, it's a
So basically, my drama through this whole evening is as such. I was very much looking forward to and anticipating that my friend Olivia was going to come over for the New Year's Eve festivities. I thought it was going to be symbolic and meaningful and a good omen for the years to come if she was with me at midnight. I feel like that would probably lock our future in an auspicious way. But the thing is, she had just moved from her place in Park Slope, more or less, to Williamsburg. This apartment that I've sort of put her into. I don't know if I can really take credit for it entirely, but I thought it would be good for her, and I talked her into it. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I very much encouraged her to move into this place because I thought it'd be good for her. It's like a 3-room apartment in Williamsburg, great location, $1,500 a month. I just thought she's never had a place of her own. It'd be good for her to grow into it, She's at her new place. She had just moved in that day, New Year's Day. Her and her dad had moved all her shit into this apartment. She was setting it up and stuff. And I'm getting ready. I'm upstairs. I'm with my little brother. I'm super amped about the evening. I'm this is going to be a great year. My last year has been, 2015 was so great. This girl's going to come over. We're going to start the new year off in just this beautiful way. And things are going to work for me. I'm going to get this girl. Around probably 10 maybe, or I don't really remember what time, maybe 9:30, I get this text from her. Hey, a bunch of my friends stopped by my apartment and kind of are kidnapping me, and I'm going to go hang out with them. I can't make it tonight, but have a good time. and it was just like, oh. And that's when I took mushrooms, because they were the only real heavy drug I had.
Outside! Get outside! This girl's about to play. Get outside! What are you gonna do? No, you can't come back here.
No. Why would you do that?
Can't come back here.
So that.
Deny thy father and refuse thy
Me?
or if thou wilt not be but sworn by love and I'll no longer be a conflict.
Me?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself not a monster.
I'm just going with it, man. I'm just going.
You, it is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part. What's happening? To a man, oh, be some other name. What's in a name?
I like your idea.
That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as
right
sweet.
now.
So Romeo would, were he not Romeo cold, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo doth thy name, and for that name which is no part
I
of
can
thee,
say something.
deny thy father and refuse thy name.
What are they doing?
Yeah.
In the back.
Yeah.
What ended up happening in sort of a bizarre switcheroo of fate was this one girl came to the party. She is a book editor, and she's very nice, very talented, been very supportive of me and everything that I do. At midnight, me and her were sitting on a couch in the basement, listening to the bands or whatever. And, you know, like, although I'm having fun and it's like my party and shit, like, my heart really isn't there. So, you know, the countdown happens and we're having a conversation. So at midnight, I kiss her, you know, just because it's like, and it just felt like such a consolation prize, or like, sort of like a rhyme with the girl that you're into, but you're not near, you know, I don't know her as well, and I'm not nearly as, like, infatuated or whatever.
Here we go. Turn up!
I'm gonna be doing this forever. I'm gonna be doing this forever. Help. Help me.
Scroll this! Where's serendipity?
This isn't it?
It's
on. Should be on.
I gotta get. Yo, pass that. Yo, chill. Yo, niggas is lit, bro.
Oh my god!
Are you okay?
It's in my face, it's in my hair.
Yo, chill.
It's so sticky.
Yo, I gotta get
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm Max and I like to party. What the fuck is going on?
Fuck you! Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois,
What is going on over here, sir? Hey, what's up, man? Oh, shit, I don't know who you are. Just so you know. Sessions!
It's so wet, yard! Oh, wait, ready? All right.
I ain't never seen a ass like that. The way you move it, you make my PB go. Doing, doing, doing.
This song is my favorite song by my favorite band. And I've been watching her recording. We should learn when to go.
Okay, so supposedly, and I can neither confirm nor disconfirm this, but supposedly late in the evening, in the early morning hours, supposedly, there was this curtain set up in the front of the living room, which made it kind of conveniently discreet. Supposedly a spontaneous miniature orgy kind of broke out in the front of our house. I didn't see it. I saw some people lounging up there. I mean, there was definitely some debauchery going on. There was, like, one chick that was kind of very polyamorous and was, like, making out with a couple dudes on the couch, and there was definitely fooling around and tomfoolery and stuff. So did you find weed?
Oh, so yeah, immediately right when we.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Did any of the core group ever get any finally? I'm sorry, Matt, I'm pointing this at you.
No, not that, not her.
Oh, yeah.
She was taken. She was with the dude who took 24 tabs of acid. I went into this room at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and it was me and the 3 other people that were on mushrooms that I didn't know. I had no idea who they were, and we're in Sean's room, and it's empty, And so we're sitting around that little fucking circular wooden table, and they're just having this, like, fucking profound conversation, and I'm just, like, sitting there witnessing it. And then that dude came in with the chick, and he said something about how he did 24 tabs of acid. I felt like I was at Burning Man or something.
That's too much.
Well, he said he did it. He said it happened in 1998 or something.
Still tripping.
Yeah, and he said it changed him.
Oh, he didn't take 24 tabs.
No, not last night. Not last night. Like 20 years ago.
Still writing.
Like 20 years ago, and now he's just funky forever.
Yeah.
Like now he's just an art piece, more or less. He's got creative glasses and shit.
He's achieved
Matt, you
spiritual
know the girl
unity.
that is with the guy that did that is also open to other people too.
Did you say that?
Yeah. And you don't need to say that.
I'm learning. I'm just learning the ropes here at the weird sex parties.
Trust me.
Let's just make it a weird sex party every time.
Yeah,
I think we're just aware of it now.
Yeah, keep inviting me back.
I didn't know we could do that.
I didn't either. I certainly didn't know people were expecting it. And and down.
Without intention.
Yeah.
That's why everyone was so friendly.
Yeah.
You threw an eyes wide shut party. What do you think you were doing?
To me, the sex in that movie is comedic.
And all the people.
The movie is hilarious to me. Am I the only one? Who thinks it's sexy? Who sees that movie? He's like, oh yeah, Tom Cruise. To me, it's more about like power and the Illuminati and shit. And how sex like becomes like the slavery or something.
Sure.
That thinking is the thinking that keeps you in friend zone. Thinking that the people that showed up thinking that's how they get laid. It's okay.
Uh-oh.
I date as jokes too, so I understand the perspective.
What's wrong with us?
Intimacy issues.
I like being intimate.
Whoa. Don't get too cocky now, Matt.